Good afternoon and welcome to the Gothic Bohemian Salon. This is Jwlhyfer and I'm coming to you from the Zaya Cafe at the corner of 19th and Broadway Streets in downtown Oakland. So today's topic is grumpy resting face, or angry resting face, or grumpy frowny face. Resting frowny face, something like that. Anyway, this is the phenomenon of an individual such as myself who, when we're not talking, actively engaged in something or smiling, our face at rest tends to get some kind of displeased, annoyed, irritated sort of look on it, and it's not something that we can really control, obviously, because your face at rest, it's at rest. You're not thinking about what it looks like. Unfortunately, I've had this problem since I was a child. When I was growing up, my parents would often tell me to get that look off your face, and I was at a loss as to what they could possibly be talking about, because I didn't put a look on my face on purpose. It was just my face, and that was how it looked, and I wasn't sure what I could do about it. So I used to get into a lot of trouble for just the look on my face. And when I got into trouble, it was a little bit more severe than when most people get into trouble. So, it wasn't pretty. So as I grew up, I found that people made assumptions about what sort of person that I was, and they were making these assumptions because of my resting frowny face. People often thought I was standoffish, snobbish, contemptuous, angry, annoyed, the list goes on. And then, of course, you get a lot of comments just merely walking down the street, minding your own business. The amount of times that I've had people yell at me to smile, or it can't be that bad, or, just all sorts of little comments. And it's really annoying because, you're not thinking of anything tragic or annoying or irritating. That just happens to be the way your face is when it's at rest. And I know that I contributed to it a little bit because I didn't like the way my face looked when I smiled for a long time. So I would never smile in photographs, and I didn't really smile much in conversation or anything like that. I've since found out that smiling actually makes me look a lot better, so I'm much more likely to smile these days. But back in my teens, 20s, 30s, I just really didn't smile very much. So I guess another thing that I wanted to point out is that there's an awful lot of people nowadays who have some sort of hidden disability. And these disabilities can be exhausting, painful, obviously irritating, and hard to deal with. And you still have to do what you need to do in your day. You can't just sit at home every time you don't, feel great. So often, you're traveling around trying to accomplish things, and, you're in a lot of pain, or you just don't feel very well, or you're exhausted, or any of those things, but you still have to get that thing done. So you go and you do it, and you might have a frowny face on your face all day because you're not happy. And why do we have to be happy all the time, I'd like to know. Not to mention, what business is it of yours whether I'm happy or not, or whether I smile or not? Am I really ruining the planet that much more by not having a smile on my face? it's not like I purposely, put on a frown before I leave my flat. I just leave my flat, and what you see is what you get, When people ask me how I am, I tell them the truth. I don't just gloss it over and say, oh, fine, and you. I try to keep that, as short and sweet as possible, but, I'm not going to sugarcoat my life for anybody, and I figure if you're asking me, you really ought to want to know the answer. Now, I know that how are you is not really a question. It's part of a societal interchange designed to sort of replace hello these days. But, I just never bought it. I just prefer to do it the way that I do it. So, those are my thoughts on resting frowny face. If you have this problem yourself, please make a video response or put a comment below about some of the things that people have said to you when you had your frowny face on. And I'd be really interested in your comments, so I look forward to reading them. And thank you so much for joining me in the Gothic Bohemian Salon, coming to you here from Zaya Cafe in downtown Oakland. Have a really, really great day. And smile!